and a value system. See, you cannot divorce ethics from leadership. Why do personal ethics affect the organization? Because an organization is nothing but composed of individuals. So the leader's influence, the leader generally you're looking at the person in power, right? In control. However, like this lady here said, she wants to spread leadership to the lower level. Leadership has nothing to do with position. So the servant leader is somebody who has a vision, dreamer, doer, and a great storyteller. So you can have leaders at all levels of the organization. So leadership is a way of acting. It's a method of action. It's an archetype. It's nothing to do with the CEO. You can have a CEO who's a trustee and a divisional manager who's a leader. You can have a CEO who is an intellectual and a divisional manager who's an entrepreneur. In that organization, you have consultants. And I think we have a listing of the 6 archetypes. Should profits trump service? How many of you think in a business, how many of you think that what is the purpose of a corporation? A private for-profit corporation. What is the purpose? If you were to write a vision, pick any corporation in your mind or a fictitious one. What do you think is the purpose? Not profits.
Primary purpose is survival.
Primary purpose is survival. Okay, profits. There's no wrong answers here again, your opinions.
Service should give profits, as you do.
Okay,
Profits.
profits.
Provide value to your customers, your shareholders.
How about somebody in the back? What do you think?
How about provide jobs for people?
That's serving too, form of service. Serving, but you're saying serve the employees, service to employees.
Generally, there's a vision for a market need, and you think by driving for that vision, you're going to make money along the way.
So that's correct. So depending on what your vision is, the nature of the corporation is going to follow accordingly. You said service. So if you serve a constituency, provide through product or through service or through software, then you will get business. If you price that value, business with a value that is fair and of value in the eyes of the purchaser, they will come back to you. But the purpose of a corporation, if it's profit, what can happen? You're driven by goals. Profits are goals, really. They do fall into action. If you're driven by the profit, then the temptation to manipulate is much greater. I'll give you the example of, most of you aware of this financial crisis due to subprime loans? You understand what they are? One of the things they're finding is this violation of the broker customer privilege. You know, a lot of these mortgages, especially in California, are placed through brokers because they say they go to Countrywide, for example. They don't have as many offices as they have, opportunity to sell. So they have agents or brokers. Now the broker sometimes gets a fee from the borrower. And there is a law in real estate and in various aspects of business that you have to have full financial disclosure. Which means if I'm a real estate broker, the commission of 7% will be stated if it's 7%, and the split you may or may not state, but that's the commission and I'm getting part of it. So if I'm your broker, then that's open, that's fair. But what these people were doing, in addition to collecting a fee from the borrower, they would mark a star. Some of the applications, he said, would have a little star, asterisk. And that asterisk meant that if they were able to extract 2% more in interest rate from that borrower, then they got a kickback of 1%. The net present value of 1%. Now, is that ethical? What is driving that kind of business? Profit, right? So this is what happens when you go for profit. Because profit should be a consequence of action, not the purpose of action. Every purpose should be far more noble. Even if you're investing, to grow the business, invest in the kind of companies you do produce, profits will come. So I don't believe that there's piety in poverty. I think there's nothing immoral about affluence. You know, we are in a capitalistic society, but the point is how are you earning it? Are you earning it in proper way by adding value, or are you earning it by taking? So don't be concerned with what you receive, be concerned with what you give. So that is the first, one of the basic premises in the definition of purposeful leadership. Remember, contribute to the purpose of life.